What's good, peeps? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. According to Steve Kim, and I'm just reading something here now. I think Joe Gallagher's also now come out and said something. Callum Smith is actually speaking to other promoters. Joe Gallagher said his head has been turned. They're waiting to see what big names Eddie Hearn will offer to compete. So he's obviously been shopping around, speaking to other promoters about what they can offer, both financially and obviously big fights, right? He wants big fights. Nothing so far. Think about it. Since he's been with Matchroom, I don't think he's actually had a big fight. I remember George Groves was World Boxing Super Series, so that wasn't with Matchroom. I think his biggest fight, Rocky Fielding and Dam, that's it. Right? Not much at all. So yeah, they're now looking and speaking to other promoters, other networks about what they can offer. I think obviously they want not just a big fight, they want big money, right? Because a big fight was put to them. Billy Joe Saunders, Frank Warren offered them that fight and they turned it down based on the money. If it is a money issue, then I think Eddie Hearn is probably well within his right to kind of offer him what he's offering. I don't know. Again, this is all me just thinking that Eddie Hearn's not offering him what he wants right now. I think the problem for Callum Smith is the World Boxing Super Series. That was the problem. I'm just reading a piece here by, I can't remember who it's by, but it's in the Express. The World Boxing Super Series paid, especially the first tournament, paid those guys ridiculous money. Like stupid money. Not what they're worth, put it that way. And I mean that sincerely. I'm always for fighters getting what they're worth. Just listening to what some of these guys got paid was just ridiculous. So even just the semi-finals. So the semi-finals, I can't remember who he fought. Did he fight Holskin? Supposed to fight Bramer and he fought Holskin. Anyway, so the semi-finals, according to, again, the Daily Express, each person got 1.5 million each. And the final, the winner, again, this is the Express. I don't know how sure they are on this, but the winner took home 4.3 million. The loser, 2.2. No wonder George Groves was begging to make sure he made that final. No wonder Chris Eubank Jr. was saying, I will be in that final regardless. Like, you remember, he was saying that he will replace George Groves and not embarrassed to do so. Look at that money. Now, again, not being disrespectful, Callum Smith is not worth 4.3 million, right? So if he's thinking that he wants to get something close to that for his next couple of fights, then, shop around, because Eddie can't pay that. No chance. There's no way he's getting paid that type of money, right? Hence why they laughed at 1 million, right? I think that's kind of fair. I think in my head, I don't think he's a draw. He's not a pay-per-view attraction. I don't know if he put bums on seats. Is he worth more? People might say he's the ranked number one. It means nothing. All that crap means nothing. What belts you got means nothing. Are you a draw? Is Callum Smith a draw? The simple answer is no, he's not. And the fact is, the World Boxing Super Series paid him a shit load of money and he wants the same, right? And you can't blame him, right? We can't, as normal people, go to work one day and someone gives us 4 million and then go to work the next day doing exactly the same job, and someone say, okay, I can give you a quarter of that. You're going to have issues. But this is not Eddie's fault. This is the World Boxing Super Series fault. I just wonder what's going to happen now. I look at it and I think this is the best time to be with Eddie at 168. In terms of the money fights, the other guys, so Benavidez, Plant, Durrell, Uzgatagui, I think that's how I pronounce his name. Yes, they're on PBC, but you wouldn't call any of those money fights. The two money fights, I think, Billy Joe Saunders, obviously, right? That could be built up to something. It might not be built up to 4.3 million, but be built up to something. And kind of the one that no one's really talking about is Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs could be something over here. If Danny Jacobs is willing to travel, that could be an interesting one, right? So I think Matchroom's the best place to be. I understand why Joe Gallagher's making a point of letting us know about this. Obviously, he wants Eddie to kind of raise the stakes and kind of push on, right? Again, if it's about a fight for him in terms of just giving him a name, then they've got a right to go mad, right? Because Eddie's not doing anything. But if it's about money, then Eddie can't match this. I mean, don't expect Eddie to pay 4.3 million or anywhere near. Even half of that would be crazy, right? Half of that would be crazy. I mean, again, we're talking, that's pay-per-view money. Callum Smith is not a pay-per-view draw. And the only fight that would be a pay-per-view fight, I guess, would be Billy Joe Saunders, but that wouldn't even do good numbers. I mean, would that do 50,000, 100,000 in the UK? I doubt it right now. I doubt it. So, yeah, but that's what's going on right now. Callum Smith is not happy with Matchroom. Interesting. Another thing that was announced just now, which surprised me, is that Dave Allen is back, and he's back on the Newcastle card. I think Dave Allen needs a fucking rest personally, but Dave Allen is back. Obviously, he's going to be fighting a nobody. So he'll be back on that Newcastle card, which has Cheeseman versus Fitzgerald and Lewis Ritson versus Robbie Davis Jr. So interesting card. Interested to see who Dave Allen fights. Again, I would have just left him out until the end of the year. I don't know the rush. I don't know what you're rushing back for personally. But yeah, that's all the news. Peace.